community. This is your Goddess Guru, Tyra Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration with you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. I hope that you all are doing well today on this eve of the full moon in Leo and our first lunar eclipse of this calendar year. I'm logging on today because somebody asked me a question that I think I need to address publicly. This person was saying that they want to connect with the energy of the goddess, one goddess in particular, and wanted to know how to do it, didn't want to mess up with connecting with this goddess. And so I thought to myself, okay, I really need to let everybody know something. This is super duper mega whoa important, okay? This is tantamount to any of the spiritual work and unfolding that you will do. I am here to talk to you about the truth, about connecting with, hello, good morning, thank you, with the goddess within you or the Orisha Neter, because there are other, I definitely am initiated into a goddess tradition, and so I will largely focus on the goddess because the goddess, people think she's not real. They think the energy of the goddess, I don't know what folks think, but anyway, people told me, oh, the goddess isn't real. If we say goddess, we don't really mean goddess. There's only God, Whew. The mothers have been really getting on me about cursing, so I had to really push down the thought that I wanted to say right after thinking that people say the goddess is not real, because the goddess is real, okay? The Orisha, the Neter, however we want to look at these deities, these are real energies, and people are seeking to connect. People are waking up. People are saying, how do I make this happen? We live in a culture that is about, okay, first there's step 1, then there's step 2, then there's step 3, 4, 5, 6. And at step 7, you will arrive at the destination that you seek to arrive at. That's not how it's done in spirituality. There are some steps, but it's not linear. There's not, like if you're making a computer program, if you leave out a step, you're not going to get there. That's not how this works, okay? The foundation of everything that I share, at the foundation of everything that I share, is self-realization and self-mastery is the ultimate. That is the foundation. The ultimate is knowing the truth of who and what you are, okay? So if we can talk about a goddess, we can talk about a god, we can talk about the Orisha, the Neter, we can talk about Kali Ma. We can talk about all of these energies by whatever name we want to call them. But make no mistake about it. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters, based on what I have studied and learned, if you're watching me, then know that the foundation of everything that I share is self-realization and self-mastery. So at the end of the day, especially to the young woman who asked me yesterday, how can I connect with this Orisha? At the end of the day, I need you to understand, honey, you are that Orisha. You are that goddess, okay? One of the things that my godmother teaches us is there is no finding anything. We are remembering. When we talk about the story of Orser, of Heru, of Aset, when we talk about Set, this story where Set cuts up these different parts of Orser, what is said is Aset and her sister, they searched the globe for all the parts of the body of Osiris is the other name that people will say for this energy. And they had to put the different parts of his body back together. That's what we're here to do. In everything I share, It is about remembering. So you don't need to find Yemonja. You don't need to find Oshun. You don't need to hope and pray that you do the right thing to connect with the energy of our mother, Oya. We don't do that. No. We don't go, oh, please, Oya, accept me. Let me tell you what Oya say to you. You better stand up and you better recognize you are Oya. You better stand up and you better recognize that you are Oshun. You better stand up and you better recognize that you are Yemonja. You are the goddess that you seek. Okay? So if you're looking for any of these Orisha, these Neter, if you're looking for Obatala, for Shango, Eshu, Ochozi, Osun, you looking for any of these Orisha, they say go look within. There is no Orisha out there. The Orisha within us. Okay? Well, all power resides in you. All power resides in me. We are the power that we seek. We are the gods and goddesses that we seek. So please know, if you seek the face of Yemonja, if you seek the face, let me give you another one, of Saraswati. If you seek the face of Lakshmi, of Oya, of Sekhmet, Aset, Heharu, it's so many names. I mean, all these different names from all these different cultures. If you really and truly seek them, just do it. Do y'all think back in the day, all our ancestors were like, okay, well, I got to only go to the priest or priestess? No, they were so connected by getting out into nature. They were so connected because they didn't have a world telling them you're a horrible person. There's no way. You know, a lot of us come from a tradition that says there's no way you could be worthy. You are so horrible, someone had to die for you. Now, if I got my Christians watching, there's no disrespect. But it's what it is. You feel horrible. You women are the fall of all humanity. I don't even know these other oppressive, there's other oppressive expressions of these religions. Because I don't dog anybody's religion. I've seen Christianity work very well. My husband's a Christian. He's a good Christian. I mean, I cannot dog any religion, but what I can dog is dogma. All right? And this dogma is sold as religion. And it teaches you you're nothing. You're absolutely nothing. You're no good. You're horrible. You can only be saved by this religion. And so they didn't have that. And they just, the gods and the goddesses, they were able to connect with this energy. Just, it was no 12-step process. It was all from within. It was intuitive. The word I like to use is organic. And so we have to let go of, it's got to be a certain way. I don't want to mess this thing up. I don't know what to do. Let me tell you, and I've told y'all this, well, maybe I haven't told y'all this before, but just in case, I'm going to tell y'all this. My godparents are the type who say to us, we are not going to do things the way everybody else does stuff. We don't teach you just for the sake of teaching. There is no teaching you, this is how you're a priest or a priestess. By doing this ritual, you know how to do this ceremony. You've got to come in and do things in a particular way. When I was initiated into the sacred feminine mysteries, and when I was initiated into Ifa by my godparents, they said, okay, now you go home. First of all, they work with us for at least a year and a half before we can even get to that place where they're like, all right, come on in here. You're going to meet with them. You're going to look at all of the lies that you have in you, because it's not just religion that'll beat you down. It's the world. It'll tell you, this is how you're wrong. This is how you're wrong. This is how you're wrong. Life situations that happen. And so they start peeling away all of that off of us, or having us peel it away. And they keep saying, You got to take it away. You've got to peel it. You've got to take away the lies. You've got to get rid of as much of the lie as you can. Then we go into those days of ritual. And then after we have made it through, because initiation is not easy. When we make it through, and they are clear, it's not between us and you. If you make it through this initiation, if you actually cross over, it is because the deities have received you. This is between you and the deities. They are so clear. Please take note. It's between us and them. All right? If there is something to do, it's between us and them. I can give you suggestions, but at the end of the day, the way you get there, it's going to be on you. It is going to be on you and them. They tell us you go home, my godparents, they say you go home and you sit at your altar. See, I make altars before I'm initiated. There is no you wait and then you set up your altar. Before I got initiated, both times, I had to have an altar set up. Now, things changed after I initiated. As a priest or priestess, we should be held to a higher standard and we should be doing things differently. But make no mistake about it. Before I initiated, I had altar set up. And it wasn't like I needed permission. I just set up the freaking altars because the altar becomes a sacred space that creates a portal for me to go. And the more you go and sit at the altar, the more that portal becomes magnified. And you can go there and you know the energy is there because the energy is there. The question is, what are you doing to make yourself aware? I have been saying, for the last year, awareness, awareness, awareness. You just set up your altar and you allow your inner creativity, your inner guide. What do you feel led to put on your altar to show you? So they tell us to go home, sit at our altars, and let the Orisha talk to us. The Orisha always were speaking. Once I actually sit down and listen, I'm like, they were always talking to me. Wow. Initiation helps it to be more clear. It should, if it's done right. I'm just being 100. I don't believe in every kind of initiation style. I believe in the initiation style that challenges us to let go of the lie and open ourselves to be 100% spirit-led. All right? And so it is very important for you all to know that you are the goddess that you seek. You create the altar. You don't need permission. You were born a goddess. You were born a god. And you don't need permission from nobody to set up an altar, to make the connection. The Orisha are waiting to connect with you. But I will say, once again, the chief Orisha, if you're going to connect with an Orisha, connect with your Ori. You will get no blessing. There will be no initiations happening. The connections will be hard if your Ori will not sanction it. And so maybe what some of us seek in seeking to connect with the goddess within, first of all, is the connection with Ori. And secondly, is the healing medicine of that goddess, of that God. Okay? And so, if you're feeling connected to Oshun, what is Oshun's medicine? That is a question to ask yourself. If you're seeking to connect with Yemanja, what is Yemanja's medicine? If you're seeking to connect with Oya, what is her medicine? I encourage everybody to set up an altar for this lunar eclipse. Set it up and make that the beginning. And this is where you will just continue to add. So my altars, I might put, you might want to smudge an area, put something like a table. It could be low-lying, like a little box. It could be on a bookshelf or, something like that. Put a piece of fabric that you feel led to put there. Ancestors, I recommend white fabric if you set up an ancestral altar. Otherwise, just put something there. And then put a candle. You can never go wrong with a candle. And maybe a crystal. Let's say you want to set up a Yemanja altar. Put something blue. Put something to do with water, the ocean. Put one of her crystals. You could always put a rose quartz crystals there. And then put a candle. It could be a blue candle. It could be a candle and a little tea light candle in a candle holder with something that has to do with motherhood, the ocean, any sea creature. You know, her one of her totems is the turtle. So, ooh, let me show. Somebody gave my children these turtles. I put this on my altar. I had my altar for years, and then someone gave us this turtle, and oh Lord, sorry, I forgot I had my I have on a microphone, so sorry about that. So yeah, I put the turtle there, and you know, I just add to it as I see fit. Right? And so you just created, babies. You just created, okay? Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about. Oh, so we're wanting to create an altar for this eclipse, and that's where we will start doing all of our work. Okay, we're going to do our work at these altars. You go sit at the altar, you light your candle. You want to be there on a regular basis. And you will begin to see that altar ignite and light up. You will know that energy is there. You will feel good when you go and sit at that altar. You can meditate there. You can sit there and sing, and you can talk, and it builds the energy. It's a portal, okay? But make no mistake about it. That altar is within you, okay? Ooh, I just feel like it's off center. Okay. What else do I want to tell you? So, the lunar eclipse is tomorrow, and I did another reading for us. I got Sekart. And the thing to think about with Sekart is we need to be doing spiritual work right now. We need to make sure we are focused on things that are spiritual. For me, that's hard. I really and truly have just got myself in a rut of just being too concerned on what's going on in the United States, and doing my best to take positive action instead of just being like, oh my gosh, what is going on? I can't put my hands on it, and I have a control freak nature. Not totally, but in some ways I just want to know everything's going to be okay. But this is just a situation where I'm having to accept, baby, you're not going to know everything. So all you can do is just keep living, you know? And I just keep telling myself I need to make sure that I keep my spirituality on point. So this is a time for us. So for me, I get super like frustrated with what I see going on in this country. For you, it may be something else. The oracle is saying we need to be doing spiritual work. Our mind needs to be on spiritual things. I got Sekar, which is Oya. I'll tell y'all one other thing. When you're dealing with Oya, because I've been dealing with Oya for the last year, it's actually sometimes sort of scary. Like, I love the energy of Oya until I'm thinking, Oya trying to take me out of here. And so these eclipse seasons, last year, the eclipse seasons were hard for me because they made me confront death. I keep thinking, am I going to die or am I being transformed? And I did have some major turnarounds last year, and I'm still here a year later, because February last year is when I really started saying, I've got to pay attention to what's going on, because I had a dream that I died. I think I told y'all about this before. Well, I woke up yesterday in the same state, terrified. I had a dream. I have a little knot right here in my arm. It's been there for a few months. It changes size and everything. I think it has to do with my endocrine, not my endocrine. Anyway, it'll come to me. And I keep telling myself, oh, I need to go get it looked at. And I keep forgetting, well, I had a dream that it had changed from a little soft thing to something that was hard, cancer. I was like, oh, you know, I made my appointment. I'll be there on Friday. So again, I'm starting to think, am I about to die? Like, what's going on? I was crying yesterday, scared. And then today, this energy of Oya has spoken. I don't think that it's time for me to die, but I think that the universe is asking us to die to the old and open up to the new. So we really need to maximize these eclipses. Okay. Again, it's in Leo, but Leo is across from Aquarius. And so we're dealing with the energy of Leo and Aquarius. We need to be open to the downloads, but we also need to be okay, Amethyst Renee. Yeah, just woo. We've got to work on this spiritual thing. We got to be on this spiritual game so that when first of all, we're looking for the opportunities that are coming to us. You also can't, there's this thing in the Bible that says you can't put new wine in old wineskin. And it was something the way my husband explained it one time. When you poured new wine in old wineskin, it would make it burst. We can't put new wine in old wineskin. It can't handle it. The vibration, thinking of this Aquarius energy, these higher vibrations that we're being called to. Just like I was saying with initiation, you cannot have the old when you're initiating. You cannot open up the energy of this powerful Orisha energy within old skin. This is why when we see people initiate in various traditions, not just Ifa, you see somebody get some power open up, but they still jacked up, they still messed up. It's open. This energy is opened up in old wineskin, and all you see is bunch of ego. I saw one person, descend into addiction. It was this person initiated into Shango. Shango already got issues. It's like this is like hot fiery energy. If you're not together when this Shango energy opens, yeah, don't you, Amethyst Renee? It's ugly when you see somebody initiate and they did not get healed up. I will do that, Lillian. I will do that. I do feel I'm going to be here for a long time. I really do. I think that I am needing to get rid of the old wineskin so that the new can come forward. So that's what we need to be thinking about and focused on today, tomorrow, maybe even the next day. What do we need to let go of? It's the full moon. So the full moon is, again, highlighting all of that. I have so many massage therapist friends. It's a shame. I know I need to connect with one of them, Amethyst Renee. So, and I will keep y'all posted on that too. I will keep y'all posted on finding, because that is something I struggle with. I wish you were here so I could just come to you. I'm so picky energetically. That's another thing. I keep getting all these Wychet Nekabet readings that I'm just one big ball of energy. I pick up energy so well, but that's what we want to be focused on. Looking at what is the full moon highlighting for us? What do we need to let go of so that we can make that space for our spiritual practices, so that we can make that space for allowing the goddess or the God within to unfold. Okay? So let us do all of that. See, I see everybody's fessing up. You need to get back to your meditation. Okay? Who else? So let's do a little confession time before I get off of here, because I need to go work on my bar. I'm starting a new bar class. I think I told y'all that in February. So I have to practice. Okay, another confession. Who else has slacked off and they're fessing up? That's right. Let's just keep rolling this on out. Rain, Lillian, Amethyst. Come on. Who's next? If you're watching this in replay, fess up in the comment section. Who knows they need to get back onto something? All right. So next time I log on, I need to hear who got back on this thing. Because I'll tell you this and then I'm going to run. This is how I see it. We're losing when we don't do this. It's sort of like, I didn't want to say the enemy, but it's sort of like, oh Lord. Amethyst Renee said her Baba said he had a dream about war. Well, I believe in the power of the goddess. Ray. So you saying, Rain, you had a dream about war? Okay. Keep us posted, Amethyst Renee. We already caught up in war. And so what I'm thinking is the power of, the power of us doing our rituals is what will assist in shifting the energy of the world. I think that's right, Lillian. War within ourselves. And going back to what I was saying, the more we do our spiritual work, the more we shift the quantum field. The more we do what we're supposed to do. You know, one of the things I love about Herakahuti is I see Herakahuti, and to a certain degree, Oya, as like the reminder. We work with Herakahuti to keep our spiritual immunity up. And what Herakahuti says is follow divine law. That's how you confer divine protection. Well, how do we follow divine law? Well, we have to study to show that self-approved. We have to study what is divine law. And then we have to live that law. We have to do our spiritual rituals. Because there's always going to be war. War is happening as we speak. War, this country that we live in, if you're in the United States with me, it's in multiple wars all the time. But, you know, this is the thing. Y'all, this is what I tell people. Y'all get to watch me go through my own process. I never, like I told y'all in that last video, I used to present like I was this perfect mom until my son was like, you're not perfect. I'm going to make you fess up that you're not perfect. And instead, be authentic and real. And so y'all get to see me grow and develop myself. I share best from that place. I share best from y'all. I'm going and developing. I'm sharing with you versus, oh, I'm this perfect goddess. I'm so perfect. No. I really think that what we all need to commit to, and I'm sharing from my own place that I told y'all about earlier, unplugging from the world narrative and plugging more into spirituality. Unplugging from the narratives of our own individual lives and plugging more into the great divine consciousness, the one consciousness from which we all emanate. That was the other thing I wanted to say earlier in talking about how do you connect with that goddess. You have to realize that there is no separation in the first place. Lord, y'all, I hate to cut y'all off. My son has to be at college, his college class pretty soon. And I got to take him. And I don't think he's awake. I need to wake him up. So y'all, let's get on our rituals. I love y'all. Happy full moon in Leo. Whatever comes your way, you say thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, Amethyst Renee. Thank you all so much for your confession. Let us all, you are most welcome. Let us all do what is in our spirit to do. Let us all open ourselves up to really and truly embracing the power within us. All right. There is no separation between us and the great divine consciousness. You are the goddess. You are the God. Walk in that truth and do whatever it takes to get there if you're not there. Let's hold each other accountable. In the next video, we are going to be taking names and seeing who did what. Love y'all. Peace.